Thank you, Lawrence, and welcome. You're joining us now for continuing live breaking coverage of the situation unfolding in Ferguson, Missouri. Remarkable images we are seeing this evening as police there apparently have fired tear gas canisters, reports of rubber bullets and other crowd control measures being directed at demonstrators who were in the street right near the corner, the street where Mike Brown was shot this weekend by local Ferguson, Missouri police officers. Joining me now, MSNBC.com national reporter Tremaine Lee. He is in Ferguson tonight. Tremaine, where are you and what are you seeing?
How are you doing, Chris? I'm actually back about several feet from where Michael Brown was killed. I was backed up by the flash grenades, the stun grenades, and the tear gas. I was about 35 feet away when the first canisters the police started launching those first canisters. And so this thick cloud of tear gas kind of consumed the entire crowd. We all started running. I thought I heard some pinging behind me. I thought they might have been rubber bullets, I'm not sure. But the sting and the burn, the tear gas kind of consumed us all as we run. And then we started, again, more flash stun grenades. You could hear the explosion kind of illuminating the clouds. And again, everyone just running, some screaming. And again, people are coughing and throwing up and spitting. It was so thick in the air. And this wasn't long after I spoke with you earlier, maybe 45 minutes or an hour later. And everything kind of just got shut off in a moment, and it was on.
Give me the timeline here. You and I spoke earlier this evening. We spoke at around 7 to 7:15 local time. The sun was out. There had been an earlier directive this morning from the chief of police of Ferguson, Missouri, who said basically we are asking people not to protest at night, and yet the police came in very heavy and with a lot of show of force. We saw snipers essentially atop SWAT vehicles. This was all during daylight hours from the jump, essentially, with protesters who were at that point, I think you would say, not acting in any violent manner at all.
No, not at all, Chris. But when we spoke earlier, they had amassed this perimeter. And as you mentioned, there was the two big trucks, gunners sitting on top, flanked by police officers, some in blue uniforms, others in fatigues and some sort of green uniform. As daylight started to fall and the crowd started to thin a little bit, it started to the feeling in the air started to get a little more tense. Every time someone will get a little too close, you hear a police officer in the bullhorn saying, back up 25 feet, and saying, keep it peaceful. At some point, I thought I heard something bounce off one of the police trucks, maybe a plastic bottle, something. Immediately, the police officer in the bullhorn said, "This is no longer a peaceful protest. You must disperse immediately."